Hi, thanks for tuning in to WFRE's Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Overhead Doors of Frederick. We have someone very special with us today. First of all, thank you for your service. It is Sergeant Byan Saenz, and he is with the Army. He's a combat medic. He's just 21 years old. I mean, you are the age of my son, basically, and you are serving in the military. You're serving our country. Thank you. That is wonderful. What made you decide to go into the Army as far as maybe not going into a trade school or college? What was it that was so appealing to you? Because you joined when you were 17.
I think what was most appealing to me was my uncle served for 20 years. He was the man I looked up to my entire life. And just seeing the way he was with everyone around him, his attitude to always help people, just his drive, it pushed me to want to join the military.
Wonderful. And when you joined at such a young age, how did your parents feel about that? Because I know you have to get parental permission to join when you're 17 years old.
My mom wanted to kill me.
Okay.
She,
And I can totally see that. You're like, my baby.
I think every time we drove to the recruiter's office, she kept yelling at me to not join, that I was making a mistake, I shouldn't do it. So she finally accepted it once I'd already signed the contracts, and I was like, I can't argue you out of it, now I just have to support you.
Sure. So where are you originally from? You're not from Frederick.
No, I'm originally from Long Island, New York.
Are you really?
Yes.
I don't detect an accent. Okay.
It comes out on certain words. If I say coffee or if I'm not thinking about it, and I say it,
Roll
it'll
out.
pop out.
Okay. All right. So you're from Long Island and you have been in the Army for 4 years. Have you done any foreign travel, or where have you been besides Fort Detrick and Frederick?
Besides Fort Detrick, I've been, so it's Washington State at JBLM. I was also in Korea for 9 months. It was a really fun time.
Yeah.
And Alaska. That was the only out of state side area.
Ah, that is so cool. When you were in Alaska, did you see any bears?
I saw moose.
Did you really?
We had one walking around when we were sleeping, and we went out trying to look for it.
Now, you know how mean moose can be, right? And yeah, don't ever do that at home. Go out and hunt down a moose. That is cool. So you were in Alaska, you were in Washington State, you were over in Korea, you said, for about 9 months?
Yes, I was there for 9 months.
Okay, and now you're here in Frederick. So what do you think about this change of scenery? Because, of course, it's so different from these other places that you've been to.
I really enjoy it. The people I've met so far, they're really nice people. The area is beautiful. The food's great. I'm just trying to explore as much of it as I can.
Good. And you're also, what, about 4 hours away from mom?
Yep.
So I'm sure that makes her happy because you're not in Korea, you're not in Washington, you're not on the West Coast. So out of all the places that you've been to and you compare it to Frederick, how does our food locally kind of match up to the different places that you've been?
It's probably some of the best food I've had.
In Frederick?
Recently, I've had some
Yes. Okay. I love that. That is wonderful. So you're a combat medic. What do you do for the Army in this role?
In this role, my job is to, at stateside, take care of anyone's minor injuries, teach medical classes so that everyone learns the basics of it, so they can assist me in helping them in a combat setting. It just involves a lot of teaching medical, making sure everyone's medical states are up to date, and they're all doing all right.
There was a push when I was younger to know how to do CPR and the Heimlich removal. The Heimlich, I guess, what do you call it? Removal,
Heimlich.
Yeah, the Heimlich. And for some reason, it really seems to have gone by the wayside, teaching younger kids how to do that. Do you find that that's something that everyone should know how to do?
Coming from New York, we had our CPR classes in middle school. Everyone usually got their CPR cards.
Okay.
Well, I'm a BLSI instructor. I teach BLS, which is CPR, reps, Heimlichs, all that. I think it's important. I think everyone should try to learn the basics of medical in case of their need to implement them, especially for parents if they have young kids or babies. Learning CPR in case a baby's choking is very important.
Absolutely. And then also, what kind of beat do you need to push on someone if you're doing CPR? I heard it's like Staying Alive or maybe Golden by K-pop Demon Hunters. I mean, do you know that song?
Those do work as long as it's 100 to 120 per minute. I'm weird. I'm not the biggest on teaching songs. I push it out, but I usually just go counting in a certain way. But the songs do work. From what I've seen, the way I practice it, they do technically work.
You're 21 years old. Where do you see yourself in 5 years and 10 years? And do you want to stay in the Army and retire?
I'd like to stay in the whole 20, retire, and hopefully go work for FEMA once I get out. That's the goals that I'm working towards.
So you could stay around here and work for FEMA.
Yes.
There are lots of FEMA operations around here.
I have seen that.
Yeah, this is wonderful. 21 years old, and you are serving our country. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And we certainly do. We appreciate it because not only are you protecting our community, you are also protecting our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Overhead Doors of Frederick.